It's a mess, said a dear friend of mine and university lecturer, describing what it's like for kinesiology students who were to graduate or are recent grads this spring or summer of 2020. I'm at a place where I don't have money coming in, but I need to invest money in my future, said a participant in a recent masterclass. Sometime in the future, this will be the year of COVID-19, and you will be looking back knowing exactly what you did and exactly how it worked out. You won't be stressed or emotional as you talk about it. It will just be a memory. Right now, that this may feel like a vacuum, a black hole. There are just things you don't know. There are things that you do know. This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I usually share marketing and sales advice so that you can create a business and the life that you love without being salesy, sleazy, or pushy. But today we're diving into, just as we have been for the last 12 weeks, all things survival and learning to thrive in a whole new world. But here's what we do know. Let me remind you that these things are true. We know people can't be healthy without exercise. We know that they are distracted by other things, a lot of other things right now. PPP loans and layoffs and full houses or empty houses, or work at home with a pantry and a refrigerator right next door. We know they're confused by what to do. We know they have so little time and or so little energy. We know they're scared, potentially depressed or anxious. All of those things point to a need for support, a plan. That's a model for business, especially for those looking for support whose gyms are closed or even reopen, but they don't feel comfortable going in. The business you end up working for may not even exist yet. Just 10 days ago, authorities projected that 35% of brick and mortar businesses won't be there by next year. That's before the next 6 or 12 months that we just don't know what's going to happen. So, new business models. While it's easy to focus on the negativity of all of that I've just said, focus on this instead. New businesses will be there. They'll be there instead. They may be online or entirely different hybrid models. You may start your own business. Can you teach? Did you know that Zoom fitness instructors with a following are charging $8 a class? Say you get 100 people in a class. That might work. One class won't, but if you give people a reason to feel good, they will come back. That could then turn into a membership instead of $8 a class, where you don't know you can depend on your next meal. What if you charge $29 a month? A very affordable thing for people right now. A small commitment, which is exactly what they want. You can make it easy to get started, both for you and for them. It's not hard to set up Venmo or PayPal to accept money. You send them the link for the private paid class. That is all figure-outable. How can you plan your fitness career right now? Whether you're in your 50s and you need to decide how you'll recreate your business, or you're in your 20s with ink waiting to dry on your diploma, or you're just hoping to get one now, and that internship you'd have planned has been put on hold indefinitely or canceled, this episode is for you. No matter what you need to do right now at the moment, and it may be away from health and fitness, if you're committed to a career and a life in fitness, don't stop building a foundation. It may feel like there's nothing, but there is opportunity. When others are quitting, folding, going out of business, there's more opportunity for you. Few others will do the consistent steps I'm going to suggest. They'll start and then they'll realize it's not convenient or it's not earning them any money and they'll quit. There are trainers and instructors who are getting paid unemployment and enjoying being at home getting paid. They're probably trainers who should have been fired, because anyone on your team complacent is not somebody that you want to work with. If you stick with it, it will set you apart. These things that I'm about to mention, these ideas that I'm about to give you, these are things that I would do. These are things that honestly I practically am doing. And I want to make sure that you understand. I'm not suggesting that you do this because you're just starting out or maybe you're having to start over. I'm suggesting some of these things because right now we're all getting scrappy. Right now we're all doing things. I'm serving my community in ways I haven't been. I'm doing free classes for my membership group that I've added to my docket. I'm doing free classes for the public at the Flipping 50 TV fitness page. These are all just additional time, energy, debts that I'm accumulating. But later, I expect to be paid back. We've got to build up some loyalty. You've got to help and serve people while they need it, while they're uncertain about their future, their finances, and what it will look like. But if you have a skill or a talent, now's the time to stand up and use it. So look, online fitness platforms are going to expand and they're going to be hiring, and they can hire people all over the world. So that's who your potential employers are, and they can look at anybody. So keep those skills polished because they're not going to look at just anybody. It's got to be somebody good. So here's what's true. People have found that in these last 12 weeks, they can exercise at home. Some have actually enjoyed getting the commuting time back, the ease of any time they've got time, and that they are not dependent on a class. Some have always exercised at home, but one thing most still need is accountability. They need to report to somebody. That is never going to go away. There may be an app or no app. Talking to a person about what you're going to do, what you did, and how it went, the value of that will continue. Start to plan your fitness career for now. So here's what I'm suggesting you do. Establish an online presence for yourself. Find your voice. Use this time to do that. Start getting comfortable with marketing in a way that will feel comfortable to you if you love fitness. No matter what happens in your future, influencing someone else will always be a skill that you want, whether you're working for somebody else or you decide to do something really on your own. And you are going to benefit personally in the process. Are you with me? Here's what I'm suggesting you do. Create a challenge that you are willing to do yourself. Don't copycat somebody. I know it's really tempting, but you don't want to do that. You're going to share the whole thing on social media. You can blog it, you can vlog it, meaning a video log it, share it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, do it in lives or recorded video. Here's a rough idea of how to get started. So first, choose something that actually is challenging for you. So do you want to go 100% plant-based? Maybe for 30 days. Do you want to start running? Do you want to learn to golf? Do you want to cook for yourself every day for 30 days? Do you want to start doing yoga? Maybe you weigh yourself every day and you want to stop doing that. So here's the deal. You have to make this legit. Like, if you choose to walk or a walk to run program, it only really works as a social media play if you have never been a runner. So if you're already a runner and you just want to become more consistent, it's really not a challenge. How about cooking for yourself every day? It's only a challenge if you can't cook. Right? A yoga challenge is best if you are stiff as a board. You have no flexibility. So here's why. People want to be able to root for you. They want to see you struggle, just like they have. They'll root for you if you are more like them, meaning you're not perfect. You're not already or always a runner. Think reality TV. There have to be just some real raw days of you doing this thing, talking about it, the days when you don't want to do it. So where do you do this? So when I said choose a platform and I mentioned them, there's two ways that you can choose a platform. You can just choose a platform you're already comfortable with. You're already on it, you use it. Maybe you already have followers or fans. And the second piece or option is choose a platform after you choose an audience that you want to work with. So if you spent your day from the time you got up in the morning to the time you were done with work in the evening working with a certain type of client, who would that be? Maybe you're not full yet. Maybe you've never been full. Maybe you're just dreaming about your career right now. But if you know who that is, you want to work with cancer patients. You want to work with football players. You want to work with high school football players who want to get a scholarship. If you have a specific thing in your mind, think about where they are. Think about how old they are, what gender. Think about what platform they're on. But like I said, don't worry too much about that yet. So once you get this first challenge under your belt, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about social media and how you can grow it by interacting and sharing, getting vulnerable. And then you can take that success and the template that you'll be creating for yourself along the way and apply it to an audience that is a market that you want to try and reach. My advice for this project here is do it on a platform you're already interacting on. You'll be the most comfortable and you'll have the least learning curve. What you'll be able to do is replicate this whole thing later for truly marketing after it works for you, or if you realize what doesn't work for you. No matter which way you go, talk to one person whenever you're posting. Meaning when you turn on that video camera, you need to imagine talking to somebody as if you're talking to your best friend or you're talking to your mom. Don't think about you're talking to the world. You want to talk as if you already know this person, the best friend most likely to do this with you or want to watch to see if it works so that she can do it too. That's who you want to be talking to. If you talk to you guys, stop it right now, you forget there's a huge marketing tool. Maybe you never heard this, so you didn't forget, but here's the news. You, Y-O-U, the word you, is the most influential word in marketing. Know that any one person is watching from their phone, most likely. So when you say you guys, who are you talking to? And even if somebody isn't offended when they're listening, there's distancing that happens because it sounds fake. It sounds weird, right? If I were sitting across the table talking to you and I said, listen, you guys, wouldn't you think that was weird? It would feel strange. So all you're listening to when you look at your phone is one person talking to you, then saying, you guys? And I know we all accept that there's supposedly this big fan club following these influencers, but it's really not real, and you lose a lot of power in influencing a single person when you say you guys, which really doesn't work for anyone well. So try to watch that, catch yourself doing it. Don't think about what it's like for you, think about what it's like for the viewer. That's really what we're doing. So you want to make sure that you don't let their mind turn off. So the mind will say, this is for the masses, this isn't for me, and it feels weird. A listener doesn't even know why, but they will begin to think you're not talking to them. All right, next step, you've got your platform. You've got a few tips on how you're going to talk when you turn on that video. And don't worry too much about the content. Like if you're thinking right now, what am I going to say? Well, first, decide what your challenge is going to be. Are you going to do you're going to do a yoga challenge? Let's say you chose that one and you've decided that every day you're going to practice yoga for 30 days and that's your challenge, the parameters. So you've got to decide, are you going to be following somebody online? Are you going to look at DVDs or YouTube channels? And are you going to pick a day that works into your schedule so you'll do it consistently? And when you start logging on, you're going to say, hey, it's day one. This is actually before I've done it. So here it is, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing, show you a couple poses and how stiff and I am right now. And then maybe you modify that video so that at the end of it, it's not all that long, but it comes back and says, okay, that was rough. I'm going to be really sore. And so onward and upward, 1 down, 29 to go, something like that. So it's very informal. You're literally just talking. Show them the space, show them the floor space you're going to use, the mat, the program that you're going to be following. And then here's details. So start a pre-launch. If that's a new term to you, good. So this is a marketing lesson. That's your first lesson. You're going to choose a start date. So for most of us, we would either choose the first day of the month or, let's say it's in the middle of the month and you don't want to wait. You probably shouldn't wait because you'll decide why it won't work. But choose a Monday. Mondays are great days to start. Let's say you're listening to this on a Sunday. Don't wait. If you think about it too long, you'll decide why it's not a good thing to do or you don't have time to do it. We don't usually make up our mind the longer we think about things and do something or decide yes. We usually decide no. So just jump, just do it. So once you've got that starting date, then the week or two before you start, you want to start talking about it. You're doing a pre-launch, which is really to get people excited about it. This is just like you're watching TV and a movie trailer comes on. And I know that doesn't happen quite as much as it used to, but when a movie trailer comes on or you're at a movie theater and the trailer comes on for what's coming at Christmas time, that's a pre-launch. It's getting you excited about what's coming up and oh my gosh, I got to remember that. I really want to see that. So you start talking about something. You start talking about why you chose this, why you really need it, why it's going to be good for you, and why doing it on a video or blogging about it is going to keep you accountable. And that's why you're choosing to do it that way, and you're going to share all the good and the bad and the ugly with people. So those kinds of little things, just you're sharing regularly. You want to share videos. You want to, if you have an email list, you can share it with them, even your friends and your family. It's a way to get started. When you email them, give them the channel URL that you're going to be doing it on. Tell them all the details so that they can tune in. Start posting a couple pictures of yourself. So in terms of, let's keep going with the yoga example. So maybe you show a couple pictures of yourself doing some stretches to demonstrate how much you need this and how unflexible you are so that people really think, okay, this is going to be good. I didn't know anybody could be that inflexible. So they're going to tune in and really get it. It's like the, Biggest Loser, like really large-sized people who've had problems for a long time. Why do we tune in? Well, not just because it was extreme and trainers were going to yell at people, but because it was a big thing. Very large people committing in public to do something and be accountable. I'm not trying to scare you. Okay. So the week or two before, and keep it short this first time. You don't have to make too big a deal out of it. But if you decide you're starting on Monday, you're listening on a Sunday, choose a week from tomorrow, a week from Monday to start, and start doing your pre-launch stuff. Decide right now what you're going to do. And then in your pre-launch, you can invite others to do it with you. You can set some rules or guidelines around it so that you've got some for you and your audience knows what your rules are. But especially if you're going to invite people to do it with you, tell them that they need to, maybe you create a hashtag that they need to post, tag you once they've done it, and use your hashtag for your challenge. So that'll create a little bit more following as well. And then all the way through, keep asking, polling, surveys, get engagement from your audience during this pre-launch phase so that they're ready to go and they're excited. People like and support things that they have helped create. So that's why you want to keep asking them, what do you think I should do? What about this rule? Should we make this part of it? They'll be much more personally invested in it. And just a last note on this, don't go overboard. So if you start thinking, okay, I'm going to do a yoga challenge, should I also go vegan? No, just keep it isolated to just one thing. Don't make it complicated. You want to keep it simple. Okay, next, then you're going to start. That's called the launch, right? So pre-launch and then launch and start posting the whole story. So really, some of your first week posts are going to be longer. You got to tell them who you are, tell them what you're doing. Anybody who's joining you late, hasn't got in on it, then you're going to ask them, take a friend, make sure you're doing this. And hey, are you sure you don't want to do this with me? Don't need to do this? Track your progress behind the scenes. And I mean, not your yoga flexibility. I mean, are you getting more followers, more engagement? Use your insights, look at it. If you're on a personal account, you don't have a business account, you'll be able to just see your number of fans and followers, how many people are liking and how many people are commenting, and make sure you comment back. So, the world right now is online. So yes, that means you have more competition because of that, but a few people are going to be as consistent as you because you're going to commit, right? If you can commit to do something for 30 days, showing up when it's not convenient, because every day it's not going to be. You're not going to be feeling that down dog every day. When you don't want to do it and you show up anyway, talk about that. Talk about the fact that you didn't want to do it today. Because when people are making health behavior changes or fitness changes, that's exactly how they feel. So talk about that, but also talk about how you got through it. And maybe you're going to talk simply about the accountability because I committed to this. You guys were expecting me to be here, so I had to be here. Okay, so now you are a marketing influencer. You have some start. You've got to start somewhere. So maybe nobody's following you. That's okay. Marketing is a skill that you're going to need no matter what else you end up doing. We are all marketing all the time. If you wear makeup, you use shampoo, you put on perfume, that's marketing. You're trying to sell something, right? As benign as it might be. You will learn so much from this little experiment about how to talk to your audience, how to lead people. You'll be teaching and how to attract the right people and what they love when you post. Mistakes, potentially, you may be surprised to find. And it doesn't cost you anything. You probably already got a phone. You've already got some social media accounts. You may have a little time on your hands, and it won't take very much to do this post regularly. So a little time and creativity is all you're going to need. You will be in action. And let me tell you that feels much more like you're in control than waiting and worrying about what you're going to do next or watching what's happening. The gods are not going to open up and reveal the answer about what's going to happen in any business or industry in the future. No one in the world has ever gone through this before. Everyone in the world is going through it. So your answer could be just what you need, and maybe others are helped in the process. But I'm going to do the rest of the stories here. So this has all been about how to plan your fitness career. Now, this is how not to plan your fitness career. First of all, don't wait and worry for things to get back to normal. They are never going to be back the same as they were, ever. If you wait 6 or 12 or 18 months to, see what happens, waiting for that answer, you will have wasted your time. The time is going to pass. Start creating the future that you want. You don't have to see the end. Just take one step. Next, don't try to do this all yourself. Get a mentor, whether they know it or not. You can still be following somebody, listening to somebody who's got a positive voice inside of your head, and follow them and study them. Be careful with this one, however. So, if you're doing a challenge and we're just talking about fans and followers right now, that's one thing, but you don't want to follow somebody that you don't know well enough to know that they are making a decent living doing this. You may see a lot of social media sites with lots of followers, but you have no idea if anybody is paying them. You have no idea if they have programs and services that people are buying. Even if you go to their website and you see that, oh yes, they have programs, you don't know somebody's paying them yet. All you know is it's there. And there are people who have bought fans and followers. Most of that is getting shut down now because the algorithm and the platforms are much more aware of that happening. But just be aware of who you follow. Make sure you're legitimately following somebody whose business you want to emulate and somebody who has a track record for success. Okay, 3, how not to plan your fitness career. Don't surround yourself with people who are doom and gloom or who feel sorry for you. You may be related to them. Gotta say it. So you just can't leave, but you can get the equal and opposite support somewhere else. Find groups online and podcasts to listen to that put positive, actionable steps in your head every time you listen to someone or the news or people around you. Ask yourself how it makes you feel. If you need to find the things that make you feel good and make you feel like you can take action, be proactive and do that for yourself. No leaders later are sitting back right now. Let me repeat that. No leaders later are sitting back right now and just waiting to see what other people are going to do or what is going to happen. They don't know exactly what they're doing either, but they're making one decision and taking one action at a time. The 4th thing here is don't ignore other opportunities now to help you earn money. Get some money coming in. Get grounded as you grow the fitness career that you want to. So maybe you need to drive for DoorDash or be a virtual assistant or do social media for another business. But don't, however, get complacent with that and forget proactively what you really want to do. 10 years from now, you'll still be driving for Lyft if you do that. So there you have it. The steps to plan your fitness career even in these uncertain times. There are fitness businesses that have been waiting and watching for more than 12 weeks now. They haven't changed what they're doing or what they sell. That is an opportunity for you. Don't get hung up on the need for perfection. Think through these details. Pick a challenge that makes you a little nervous as well as a little excited about whether or not you can do it. Have fun with it. That's the key to staying excited about it on a bad hair day or a no makeup day or I'm too busy to do this day, so that you'll post anyway. And last, don't make this about Pilates or yoga or TRX. Make it about a transformation. You do have to be problem solving. So you might use Pilates or running or weight training as the vehicle to do it, but people are not going online, most of them, and looking for Pilates or yoga or TRX. They're going online looking for ways to decrease stress, ways to increase and enhance flexibility and improve their core strength or get a flat belly, wanting to lose weight. Think about the problems and market to that. Think about why you're choosing the thing you're choosing. What would excite you if you could do this challenge for 30 days and then at the end come out on the other side? So remember, people don't go shopping for Pilates, not probably 90% of them, just the 10% who are already doing Pilates, right? So that's not probably enough to build a business on from scratch. We have a problem we believe that Pilates solves. That's really what you have to remember. So more on that in the next episode. But right now, it's time for you to share. Post in the show notes if you're going to do this. If you'd like some support and followers and feedback, put the URL for your social media site where you're going to start sharing in the comment. We'll support you. So the show notes will be at Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast show notes, and that is at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/plan your fitness career with a dash between plan your fitness career. And that's it. There you have it. And I'll see you on the flip side.